Hi everyone, my name is Diego and I'm from Nova Andradina. And I'm also a student at the Professional Master's Degree in Modern Foreign Languages, MEPLAN, at the State University of Londrina. In this video, I'm going to share some effective practices and group learning strategies and assessment in the classroom. They're based on the studies to promote autonomy, self-regulated learning, and motivation. Have you faced any difficulty in dividing your classrooms into smaller groups and activities for meaningful learning yet? Okay, let's begin with a definition for grouping. It is a classroom organization strategy that makes it more effective and conducive to learning for all. Group work happens when several people work together for a same goal. But how can it bring advantages to your classroom? In a classroom, there are different levels of development, rhythms, learning styles, which makes the classroom environment quite heterogeneous. For sure, that implies some difficulties for teachers in applying appropriate methodologies to reach everyone equally. There are important points to be considered for better use of the strategy. For example, activities that favor collective group work. Not all activities are for groups. There must be clear objectives to be achieved. Introduce relevant topics and provide opportunities of speaking for all learners. Brainstorms before starting the activities. That's a great opportunity to activate prior knowledge and foster what they need. Teacher can suggest a group in heterogeneous arrangements, such as mixed skill levels, alphabetical rotation system, day of the week group, or never worked together. As Guimarães says, it provides new interactions, expectations, and new performances modalities. It depends on the purpose of the activity. The jigsaw method. It is a cooperative learning technique developed in the early 70s by Professor Elliot Harrison, where each student in a group takes the responsibility for one chunk of the content, so he studies and teaches it to the group members. Following, I present the use of the method in an English-speaking activity about the 4 R's of the environment, assigned to the elementary school too. A student will learn and make use the vocabulary related to ecological problems, besides they will suggest actions to preserve the local environment. In order to promote awareness and actions on local ecological problems, as an example of practical task, students can be divided into groups of 4 or 6 members. After, divide the content of the class into chunks, according to the number of students in the group. As you can see, I broke down the content into reducing, reusing, recycling, and recovering. You can also offer some resources, such as books, websites, magazines, and each student will take the responsibility of studying, then teaching to the other group members. Step 2. Have your students meet in the expert group. Each student with their studied chunk now get together with others who have been assigned to the same chunk. This moment, you have the classroom in 4 groups, working on specific topics to define efficient ways to preserve the environment by local actions. You must walk around the class, help them with new vocabularies they may need, or a suggestion in how to represent their ideas to the group, and make sure they are discussing to become an expert. Now, it's time for each expert student to return to their original base group and explain what they have learned about their assigned chunk. This is a mutual exchange. Since the group shares the knowledge acquired by each expert, it is the moment that students also learn through their research and the other subject through the explanations of their colleagues. To check the progress of the group works done in the classroom, the teacher needs to evaluate them. But what's the best way to evaluate group activities? First, we will observe two views that say about how teachers see the concept of teaching and learning and then apply their assessment tools. As researched by Guimarães, if the teacher considers that teaching means transmitting knowledge, evaluation will measure the knowledge assimilated by students and show whether they are able to produce it. While in the evaluation focused on learning, considered as a construction of knowledge, the teacher analyzes the acquisition process and interprets the elaborated knowledge. When the assessment is treated as part of the teaching and learning process, then the students have information about their performances, being able to improve their abilities and achieve mastery goals. Value is attributed to the learning process, and like something important that brings them interest, they internalize it like a sense of self-worth. According to Ames, some instructional strategies can support mastery goals and self-regulated learning in the classroom. Focus on individual improvement, progress, and mastery. Make evaluation in private, not public. Recognize students' effort. Provide opportunities for improvements. Encourage view of mistakes as part of learning. There is a variety of assessment you can apply in your classroom. Here is an example of two sets of rubrics applied to speaking and writing activities presented by Zimmerman, which is composed by informal and formal criteria to check their development. In this case, you choose the best way to do it, depending on your focus is. Of course, you can adapt them to any age or proficiency or even propose self-assessment. That's a great idea to make students reflect on their learning. So, this is my contribution to practices focused on motivation in the classroom. I hope I inspired you somehow. Thanks for watching my video. Goodbye.